Dear students, today we are going to continue with the one of the error correcting code, and that is binary convolution code. So let us see how binary convolution code works. So here in binary convolution code, first of all I would like to say that it is a non-block code. Here message comprises of any arbitrary length. It is not fixed over here. And in block data comprises of block of definite length. Fixed block length would be there, but in convolution code input bits are not divided into block, right? Input bits are not divided into block, and it will be faded one by one, right? So which converts the output bit based upon the logic function of the encoder. So we are designing here an encoder, and how encoder works, that we will see later on. So first of all we would like to see the algorithm, right? So algorithm of binary convolution has been represented in between three characters. First is N, P and K. Here N is the encoder output bit. What is the output? How many bit output has been generated? That has been represented by N. P is the number of bits shifted. So basically encoder shifts one bit by bit, so P would be having value 1. K is the encoder memory. So a shift register of size K, which is also known as a constraint length. So basically here in our chosen encoder, K is having value 3. So any encoder is having state, that state is having K minus 1 bit. So as I have said that our encoder is of constraint length 3, so 3 minus 1 is equal to 2 length state would be there. So I would like to say here that any binary convolution code is associated with a set of binary input, set of binary output and set of states. We have already seen that we are inputting one by one bits. Set of output bits would be 2 for our chosen encoder, and set of states would be 4 because we have chosen the state size is equal to 2, K minus 1 constraint length minus 1, which is equivalent to 2. So 4 possible states would be there, which is equivalent to 2 raised to 2. Now convolution code were first introduced in 1955 by Elias. The author name was Elias. In 1973, Viterbi developed an algorithm for likelihood of decoding schema. So it is checking the likelihood, right? So decoding schema, and it is also been called as a Viterbi schema that lead to the modern convolution code. So modern convolution code is designed based on the Viterbi algorithm. Now, Viterbi algorithm is a dynamic programming algorithm for finding most likely sequence of a hidden state called Viterbi path. Used universally in decoding the convolution code, used in both CDMA, here the list of applications were there which uses Viterbi, CDMA, GSM, digital cellular network, dial-up modem connection, satellite, deep space communication, 802.11 wireless LAN. Now using basically in a speech recognition, also speech synthesis, so NLP, natural language processing, dialization, keyword spotting, computational linguistic and biometric. These are the applications where Viterbi algorithm is useful. So for example, in speech to text, how can I use this Viterbi algorithm? So according to this, when I have said something, and if you did not get that what I have said, at that point in time you will check its likelihood, right? That probably you have said this. Based on that, that it gives you an output that you have said this. For example, Google. So when we use Google speech command, at that point in time we speak, and our command is basically whatever we have said. For example, I'll say that play video, right? Play any video. So that is my command, but in place of that, if my Google Assistant hears that play end video, so it will print the play end video. So it is going to do whatever according to the command. So in the place of any, if it did not hear any, in the place of that it is probably say okay a end, so it could be end. Accordingly it is going to act. So likewise Viterbi algorithm executes. So let us first of all check that how Viterbi algorithm is getting executed. As we have said that first of all encoder should be there. So I would like to say here that in Viterbi algorithm or any convolution code which is designed and then after Viterbi algorithm has been designed. So in Viterbi algorithm, first of all encoder would be there. Now as per our consideration, my encoder would be having 3 as a constraint length. This 3 is a constraint length. We have seen that 3 is equal constraint length and we use the keyword k for that, variable k for that. Now my key is having value 3. Now I'll be generating 2 outputs. This is my designing of encoder. So 2 outputs would be there. I'll calculate output number 2 by considering the first and third value. I'll take output number 1 by XORing all 3 values, right? So if I XOR this all 3 values, I'll be generating output number 1, and if I XOR first and third value, I'll retrieve output number 2. Basically encoder starts with all zeros, and then after we are inputting a bit, we are inputting any bit value, and based on that our all data will get shifted, right? As we have already said that we are shifting here 1 bit shifting. We are using here 1 bit shifting, so 1 bit will get shifted to the right and last bit will get discarded. So for example that I may provide any value, right? So I am not knowing what my sender has sent. So basically what will I do, that I will create a state transition table, right? So I'll say I'll first of all going to create a state table. You can see here that my state, previously we have seen the state is equal to k minus 1 is equal to 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So 2 possible values, 2 possible bit values can be there. So I can have 2 raised to 2 values possible state. So I am having 4 possible states, right? So I'll consider here all 4 possible states, but I can fire 0 as an input. So I am going to consider 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. These 4 possible states would be there, but here in 0 0 I may provide input as a 0 or I may provide input as a 1. Same over here, that I may provide input as a 0, input as a 1, I may provide input as a 0, input as a 1, I may provide input as a 0, input as a 1, right? And then after we are generating a state. So if I would like to say here that this first 2 values represent the current state, this first 2 value represent the current state, this value represent the input provided by the user, and the combo of this last 2 values, input provided by the user and current state last value, represent the next state, right? So I would like to say NS indicates next state, this CS indicate current state, right? And this is input provided by my user, right? So if we are going to consider it like this, so let us take it over here and I'll use another page to write it, right? So for example 0 0 is my current state, right? And if I do provide 0 as an input, so what would be my output? So let us consider output number 1 and output number 2. You can see here that in our encoding designing, output number 1 is equivalent to XOR of all these 3 values. These 3 values are this: current state and input provided by, right? And output number 2 is dependent on XOR of first and last value, right? So first and last value we have to see over here, not mediator value we have to see over here. See, if you are going to see here that 0 0 0 XOR of all is highlighting output number 1. So XOR of all meaning is odd even number of zeros are there, so my output would be 0. 0 0 1 XOR of all 1 would be there, 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 1. This would be my output number 1. Now we have to calculate the output number 2. Now output number 2 would be the XOR of first and last value, right? So first and last value, so 0 0, so XOR of 0 0 is equal to 0. So this row is over now, right? 0 and 1, so output would be 1. 0 and 0, output would be 0. 0 and 1, output would be 1. 1 and 0, output would be 1. 1 and 1, output would be 0. 1 and 0, output would be 1. 1 and 1, output would be 0, right? Okay, so after the state table is over, we have first of all created the state table. After the state table is over, we are supposed to create a state transition diagram, right? So let us create a state transition diagram from here. State transition diagram, right? So first of all, we do have only 4 possible states, so I'll consider 4 possible states over here. I consider here this is 0 0 number state, this is 0 1 number, this is 1 0, and this is 1 1 number state. According to this, how to make this? First of all, just see it carefully, that if my current state is 0 0, means I am talking about the 0 0 number current state, these all are current states, right? So if my current state is 0 0, and if I provide input 0, so I'll be in next state. You can see here next state is last 2 bit combination over here, right? So if my current state is 0 0 and I provide input 0, so I'll be in next state 0 0, right? So if I provide input, so I'll be in this state only, but what would be the output at that point in time? 0 0. So you have to slash it over here and you have to write here 0 0, right? So for this, if my current state is 0 0 and I provide input as 1, again I am repeating, if my current state is 0 0 and I am providing input 1, so my next state would be 0 1, right? So from 0 0, if I provide input 1, so I would be in 0 1, but what would be the output at that point in time? 1 1. So I have to write it like this, 1/1 1, right? So for example here, if my current state is 0 1 and I provide input 0, so I'll be in next state 1 0. If I provide input 0, so I'll be in 1 0, but what would be the output? 1 0, right? 0 1 to 1, I would be in 1 1. 0 1 to 1, I would be in 1 1, but output would be 0 1. You can see here output is 0 1. 1 0, if my current state is 1 0 and I provide input 0, so I would be in 0 0, right? So I am going to put it like this, 0, and at that point in time my output would be 1 1, right? Okay, if my current state is 1 0 and I provide input 1, so I would be in 0 1. My output would be 0 0, right? Okay, if my current state is 1 1 and I provide 0, so if I am over here and I provide input 0, I would be in 1 0, and my current output would be 0 1. If I am in 1 1 state and I provide input 1, I would be in the state itself and my output would be 1 0. You can see here it is 1 0 over here. So likewise our state transition diagram designing is over. Now we have to check that how sender and receiver are going to communicate and correct error if it exists. Thanks for watching.